Hello, hello, hello. I'm bringing this down, way down. So, good evening, everybody. Jump on in. Jump on in. I'm going to address this, which I normally wouldn't, but I got the green light. So, jump on in. Jump on in. Everybody just jump on in. Hi, everybody. Jump on in. Hi. Hey, everybody. Hi, everybody. Jump in really quick because I'm going to make a live statement really quick. It's morning in Australia. Good morning. And it's evening over here. I'm on the East Coast. So, yeah. So, everybody jump on in really quick. Blessings from Indiana. Hello. What we got? Where's everybody at today? Georgia. Georgia Peach at that. Hi. Is that Maryland? Am I wrong? Yeah, we actually had a good vacation. It was Florida. It was a quick one. It wasn't really big. Cleveland, Ohio. Hi. Center Point, Alabama. Hi, Maine. Okay. Yes, it was very short. My baby just wanted to go to the beach. It was nothing major. But yeah, I'm just happy to be alive and be able to have the means to actually do something with them for the summer. New Jersey, and plus they eat me out of house and home. Somebody help. So first, before I even get into the word, I wanted to address something live while I have everybody on. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. So I wanted to get everybody on here because it's not too often that I actually address something, but I feel like God's people are getting conned, and I don't stand for that at all. And furthermore, my name is not going to get tarnished in some foolishness that the devil has going on. So everybody jump on in. Trinidad and Tobago. Hi, everybody. Yes, so I will be reading in 2 Samuel, and I will be reading 22. But before I actually dive into that, when I was going to come on here, and this is how God gave me the green light to actually say something about this, I was like, okay, God, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to say something about it? I made a video, and then God was like, okay, you can go live. So now I'm live, and as soon as I picked the camera up to go live, I grabbed my Bible, and it opened up to 2 Samuel chapter 22. And I was like, okay, God, I hear what you're saying. So, yeah, Samuel is my boy and all that stuff. And, you know, anything with Samuel and David, it's me and them. But it opened up to that. And I actually had, like, a paper inside. And I don't use this Bible very often. So it was crazy that it was sitting right here on my table. And it opened up to Samuel, 2 Samuel 22. So before I start Samuel 22, 2 Samuel 22, God wanted me to get on here, and he gave me the green light to actually say something, because normally he tells me to be quiet and hold my peace. But God is saying that his people are getting conned, and it's not okay, and he's not going to stand by. And it's a lot of fake pages out about me, and that's okay, because that's going to happen, especially when you get up there in ranking. And when you start working with God's kingdom, people are going to try to come in, and they're going to try to emulate you. They're going to try to throw dirt on your name. They're going to go to war with you. They're going to combat against you, but God doesn't let me engage. But what God is saying is now they're using his name, and they're trying to con people out of it, right? And by using his name, they're trying to use me. So this is for the record. I only have this one TikTok account. And I know people have been getting messages from other people pretending to be me and coming to them in my name saying, you know, that I'm having this orphanage and all of this stuff, and they need funding. Well, they do a seed, or do they need a prophetic reading or a tarot reading, or can I just read for them and stuff like that. If anyone ever messages you guys, just know that it's not me. That is not how I operate. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that's not how I operate. But for the new people that are just coming in, you know, they don't understand and they don't know. They're probably like, oh, okay, I thought that she was his pastor, but now she's reaching out to me and asking me for money. That's something that I don't do. That's something that I don't do, and I just need to clear the air with that. So if anybody ever asks you guys to fund something, don't ever think that that's me. First of all, they need to know that I go live. And if that page has never been live, then most likely that isn't me. And I post all day. And if that page isn't posting all day, again, that's not me. I don't have a backup account. I don't have any other account but this account. So I need you guys to be wise. And that's why I ask you guys to make sure we're praying for wisdom and discernment. Because if you're wise, the second you touch that page, you're going to know that's not Pastor Lindaria. That's not her. So you're an imposter. Furthermore, I've never saw Pastor Lindaria ask us for a dime. But now she's going to secretly do this. I don't operate in secret. And furthermore, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I pretty much, am very open and transparent with a lot of things. So there's no need for me to go in your inbox and inbox you and ask you for a donation of whatever your heart sees fit, a donation of $100 or $200. Furthermore, I'm happy if somebody gives me 10 cents because I know that nobody has to give me $1. So that's not me. I'm not going to reach out and ask for anything from anybody. So don't go thinking that I'm this and this and that when I am who I am. There's going to be many copies. There's going to be many imitators. But I don't ask a soul for anything. Not one thing. So if you guys get messaged by somebody, report it. I have reported it. I haven't heard anything from TikTok, nor do I expect to hear anything from TikTok. I've asked to be verified. I know TikTok won't verify me, but I'm verified by God. So that's as good as it gets for me. I know TikTok is going to let people continue to steal my sounds. They're going to continue to let people steal my content. That I've made many reports, especially about my own sound, that I can't afford to lose them again. It went millions and I only have thousands on mine. It is what it is. God will vindicate me in the end. So all of that's going to happen. But I don't need anybody to be conned out of their money. That's what we're not going to do. I'm not going to stand by and watch you guys be conned out of your money. I don't want your money. I don't need your money. And I want you guys to come up. The greatest thing you guys can do for me is not sow into me, but to sow into yourselves and be the best versions of yourselves so you can heal and go back and help somebody else. I really want to be tagged in your successes and your wins versus you giving me $10 here and $10 there. I would rather see you succeed and be somebody and heal versus giving me $10. God can do that himself. But what I want you guys to do is to heal and to grow and to be the best version of you that you can possibly do, so you can then start helping others, because we're building kingdoms here. We're not borrowing money from here and here and there. We're building over here. So when you guys follow me, know that we're going for healing. We're going to elevate. We're building kingdoms, and we're growing. I'm not asking for $1 from a soul. And I don't do private inboxes. I'm not a private person. I'm very outspoken anyway. So here we go. That was the introduction to 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel. And we're going to just go into God tells me to stop. Right? And put my little note down. So it says, and David spoke these words of this song to the Lord in the day that the Lord delivered him from the hands of all of his enemies. Let me slow down when I read that, because that's very important. And David spoke the words of this song to the Lord in the day that the Lord delivered him from the hand of all of his enemies and from the hand of Saul. That there is a message itself. David, after he was delivered from his enemies, wrote God a beautiful love song, because God delivered him not from one, not from two, but all, A-L-L, all of his enemies, including Saul. God delivered him from all. And David was like, whoo, Lord, whoo, that was a close one. Whew, let me sit down and write you some thank you, some gratitude, because they were all coming from me. Listen, when you're surrounded by all of your enemies and you don't know what you're going to do, David was like, God, I stand upon your word. You are not a man, so you cannot die. And you cannot lie. And you're not going to let me die out here. And David was like, whoo, that was a close one, God. That was a close one. God, his anointed. So he was never going to touch Saul, because he knew that at one point Saul was anointed. At one point, Saul was anointed. And he was like, I'm going to go pray for him, because at one point he had God with him. And he was like, I'm not going to touch him. And God said, no, I don't need you to touch him. All I need for you to is keep being you. You keep being you, and I'm going to handle everything that's coming against you. I'm going to handle every enemy that's coming up against you. So don't you worry about your enemies. God says, I'm going to handle your enemies. I got them, and not only am I going to handle them, I'm going to handle all of them. And that's just the first verse. Here we go. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer. My God, my rock in whom I take refuge. David already said, God, this is who you are. And then he says, who I take refuge. Refuge equals safety. He knows that God is going to deliver him. And not only is he going to deliver him, he's going to take refuge in God. So he's going to find his safety, his security, resting in God himself. Listen, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold and my refuge. Again, the second verse, second time, refuge, safety. My Savior, you save me from violence. I call upon the Lord who is worthy to be praised, and I am saved from my enemies. From the waves of death encompass me. The thornets of destructions overwhelm me. The cords of shallows surround me. The snares of death confronted me. In my distress, I call upon the Lord. Yes, I cried to my God, and from his temple, he heard my voice, and my cry for help came into his ears. Then the earth shook and quaked. Listen, I ain't even turned the page yet. He said, they wanted me dead. They encompassed me. That means they surrounded me. They prayed for me to be dead. They tracked me down. They sought me out, and they wanted me to die. I cried to God. He says, I cried out to God. He was like, Lord, look, they're around me. I don't know what else to do. I don't know. I can't survive this without you, God. They're surrounding me. They want my head on a silver platter. They're seeking to devour me. He says, I cried, and my cry for help came to the Lord's ears, and he heard it. It says, and then the earth shook and quaked. Let me go to the next page. The earth shook and quaked. The foundations of heavens were trembling and were shaken because he was angry. God ain't gonna play when it come to you. God ain't gonna play when it come to you. You thinking God's sleeping. You think because you're going through something, God ain't hearing you. God says, I heard your cry. It not only shook heaven, it shook earth. It quakes. You ever heard of that earthquake? What is he doing right here? The ground shook. God was so angry. God says, are you really trying my children? Are you really coming for my children? Are you really choosing to stand on that hill against my children? Do you dare come up against my children? Are you serious right now? You're really coming after my... Hold up. God says, I'm coming for my kids. He says the foundations of heavens were trembling, and they were shaken because he was so angry. God wasn't playing. God says, you really tried one when you tried my child. You really tried one when you tried my chosen. You really tried it when you tried my appointed. Listen, you really tried something when you played with God's children. When you tried to come against God's children. When you tried to make fake pages against God's children and con them out of their money and put damage on their name and tarnish their name. God says, you're really trying it when it comes to my children. You might be laughing right now, but God says the heaven and earth is shaking. You better know what you're doing when you're coming up against a child of God. You better know what you're doing when you're coming up against a child of God, baby. Because all we got to do is cry out. And God says, I will make heaven shake. You better know what you're doing when you're coming up against one of God's children. Listen. Smoke went up out of his nostrils. Fire from his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled. He bowed the heavens also and came down with thick darkness under his feet. And he rolled up on a cherub and flew. And he appeared on the wings of the wind. And he made his darkness canopies around him. A mass of water, thick clouds of the sky. From the brightness before him, coals of fire were kindled. The Lord thundered from heaven, and the Most High uttered his voice. And he sent arrows and scattered them, lightning and routed them. Then the channels of the sea appeared. The foundations of the world were laid bare by the rebuke of the Lord and a blast of the breath of his nostrils. He sent from on high. He took me. He drew me out of the waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy. For those who hated me, for those that were too strong for me, he confronted me.
He comforted me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my support. He also brought forth in a broad place. He rescued me because he delighted in me.
God moved heaven and earth when it came to David. God moved heaven and earth when it came to David. And you don't think he gonna move heaven and earth when it come to you? Those little problems ain't nothing when it come to God. He encompassed the sea. He called the sea to come up. He parted everything. He was like, move out of my way. Have you ever seen somebody rushing through something to bust through the crowd to get to somebody they knew? God says, I'm breaking everything to get to my children. I'm breaking everything to get to my children. Y'all are surrounding my children. You are surrounding my children, but I'm going to bust through everything y'all got. You think that you coming for my children. You think you coming for my anointing. You think you coming for them. God says, you don't know who I am. You don't know who I am. Who? Listen, God got me on fire right now. God says, you think you coming from my children. You don't know who I am. They better mess around. They gonna mess around and find out. That's all I got to say about that. It said, he rescued me because he delighted in me. The Lord has rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanliness of my hands. He has recompensed me. For I have kept the ways of the Lord, and I have not acted wickedly against my God. For all his ordinances were before me, and as for his statutes, I did not depart from them. So he's just saying, hold on. I was also blameless towards him, and I kept myself from my iniquity. Therefore, the Lord has recompensed me according to my righteousness, according to my cleanliness before his eyes. He said, search me, God. Search me. And if there's anything unrighteous, leave me here. Leave me to die for my enemies. If there's anything unrighteous, leave me here. And God says, no, I searched you. That's why when you cried, I answered. That's why when you cried, I did an earthquake on the earth. I shook heaven. I shook the earth. I shook it all. When it comes to my children, you will give your last to save somebody while they take it and take it and take it from you. And you like, God, I don't care. They can do whatever. And God says, no, I care. You might not care what they do to you, but I care. And because you don't care, because you're going to give your last, I'm going to come down and let them know you're not just going to keep doing my children any kind of way. That's what you're not going to do. You're not going to keep treating my kids any kind of way because they have a giving spirit, because they have a pure heart, because they have a clean heart. You're not going to sit here and keep doing what you're doing to my children. I'm not going to sit up here and stand by and watch you keep coming for my children. That's what I'm not going to do, because my children choose to keep their peace and not say one word. My children seem to hold their peace and let you just say whatever, do whatever, because they know that I'm going to come in and contend for them. He says, but I'm not going to sit back right now. This is not the time for me to sit back, because, devil, you need a good example of who I am. I'm going to show you who I am, and I'm going to show them who they are to me. Because they've been sitting by, and they've been standing on my word, and they've been holding their peace, and they've been watching you bully them for too long. And God says, since they not going to say nothing doggone that I am, I'm going to shake the earth when it comes to my children. You better know who you messing with when you coming up against a child of God. You better know who you coming up against. Listen, you better know. And if you don't know, you're going to know. Listen, it says, the kind you show to yourself. With the blameless, you show yourself blameless. With the pure, you show yourself pure. And with the perverted, you show yourself astute. And you save an afflicted people, but your eyes are hunting whom you abase. For you are my lamp, O Lord, and the Lord illuminates my darkness. For by you I can run upon a troop. By my God, I can leap over a wall. As for God, his way is blameless. The word of the Lord is tested. He is a shield to all who take refuge in him. For who is God besides the Lord? And who is the rock besides our God? God is my strong fortress, and he sets the blameless in his way. He makes his feet hinds feet and sets me on a high place. He trains his hands for battle, so that my arms can bend the bow of bronze. You have also given me the shield of your salvation, and your help makes me great. You enlarge my steps under my feet, and my feet have no slip. And my feet has not slipped. I pursued my enemies and destroyed them, and I did not turn back until they were all consumed. What that said, I gotta go back up. And my feet have not slipped. I pursued my enemies, and they were all destroyed. God ain't playing. God ain't playing. See, they came for you, and they thought they had you surrounded until you pulled that bow back
and you shot it out at they behind. And you ain't gonna slip and you ain't gonna miss one, because God ain't gonna miss the mark when it come to you. God ain't gonna miss the mark when it come to the enemies. He says, don't worry about it. You ain't got nothing. Take this bow and launch it back. Because I got the target in face. I got the target. And you go launch that bow. And when you launch that bow, baby, you ain't gonna miss nothing. You ain't gonna miss nothing, because God is for you. And God is for you. No one can be against you, baby. No one can be against you. I don't care what you coming up against. I don't care who coming up against you and how big the giant is, Goliath. I don't care how big it is. In fact, after he slayed Goliath, years later, he would have killed the descendants of Goliath. Baby, you ain't gonna miss the mark when it comes to your enemies. They ain't gonna live, and their children ain't gonna live, because they dared to come up against one of God's anointed. Baby, listen. All this you're doing is this, and this to God, because he says, I will shake heaven and earth. I will part the seas. I will show up and I will show out. I will encompass your enemies. I will put a bronze arrow in your hands, and I will tell you to launch it, and don't you miss. And don't you miss. You will not miss nothing. Your feet will not slip. God says, try me. Try me. And watch what happens. Watch what happens when you come up against a child of God. And they like, oh, they ain't saying that. Oh, they scared. They scared. You ain't scared. You wise. You're wise enough to know to hold your peace. And while you're holding your peace, begin to pray for your enemies. Because that's just going to add some more coal to the fire. While you holding your peace, and they sitting around here getting in your face, and you just like, God, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Forgive them, God. Forgive them. And they, oh, that's it. You sitting there, Father, forgive them, for they know what they do. Oh, you scared? Father, forgive them for no. Listen, continue. All while they in your face, all while they writing them posts. Keep your eyes closed. Oh, she's scared. Oh, he's scared. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do, God. No, God, I don't need you to step in. God was like, nah. Because they chose the right ones. They chose the right ones. You ain't got to say not one word. All you got to do is close your eyes. It says, and devoured them. Okay. And I have devoured them and shattered them, so they do not rise, and they will fall under my feet. For you have girded me with strength for battle. You have subdued under me those who rose up against me. You have also made my enemies turn their backs to me, and I destroyed those who hated me. They looked, but there was none to save, even to the Lord, but he did not answer them. Then I pulverized them as dust of the earth. I crushed and stamped them as mine, and I crushed and stamped them as mere of the streets. You have also delivered me from the contentions of people. You have kept me as the head of nations. Come on, God. You have kept me as the head of nations. We are the head and we are not the tail. I don't care. That's the problem. See, that's the problem. The devil wants us to think that we're beneath. Baby, we're not. Baby, we're not. We are the head and we are never the tail. We are above and not beneath. See, that's what the devil's problem is. He wants us to be so low because he resides in hell, and that's where he will always reside. Baby, you can stay down in the fiery furnace that you stay in. You cannot come up for a sip of water in our lifetime. You will not come up for a sip of water. We're not giving you nothing. We're not giving you nothing. God says you have kept us as the head of nations. A people whom I have not known to serve me. Foreigners pretend obedience to me. As soon as they hear, they obey me. Foreigners lose heart, and they come trembling out of their fortress. The Lord lives and blessed me to be my rock, and exalted be God, the rock of my salvation, the God who executes vengeance for me, and brings down the people under me. Let me say that again. The God who executes vengeance for me. The God who executes vengeance for me. Let me say it third time. A God who executes vengeance for me. You don't gotta do nothing. You ain't gotta get vengeance. You ain't gotta get back nobody. It says a God who executes vengeance for me. God is like, I do war. It's actually my delight. I love going up against the devil. God says, this is my fight. Stand down. Stand down. This is my fight. Vengeance is the Lord's. Do not take his glory away. God says, I see everybody walking around you. I see everybody circling you. I see everybody wanting your head on a silver platter. God says, I see it all. I see it. I noted it. I see it. Great. Vengeance is mine. Don't take vengeance away from me, because the recompense of the wicked will be for me. God is about to get them. God is about to get the very people that thought they had you. Vengeance is the Lord's. Vengeance is the Lord's. And brings down people under me, who also brings me out of my enemies. You even lift me above those who rise up against me. You even lift me above those who rise against me. Why do you think the enemies are after you so bad? Why do you think they want your head on a silver platter? Why do you think they want to tell you that you ain't nothing, that you ain't gonna never be nothing? Why do you think your enemies want your head on a silver platter? Because you're rising above your enemies, and they know that. And like crabs in the bucket, they try to pull you back down to their level. But baby, your next level is going to be elevation. Your next level is going to be elevation. And can nobody stop your elevation? And can't nobody stop your elevation? They tried and tried and tried with all of their might. But baby, you're coming out of that bucket. You're coming out of that dark hole. You're coming out of that depression. You're coming out of that anxiety. You're coming out of that poverty. You're coming out of that divorce. You're coming out of that addiction. You're coming out and you're rising above. You're coming out, honey. You're coming out. You're not staying in that box anymore. You're not staying in that box anymore. You're coming out and you're rising above your enemies. That's why they're mad at you, because they know that everything that came up against you, you rose above. You're coming out, and you ain't coming out playing with nobody. You ain't coming out playing with nobody. You're coming out. As a matter of fact, type, I'm coming out. I got time. I'm coming out. Let's go. I'm coming out. This is your victory decree. I'm coming out. I'm coming out. I got time. I'm coming out. Say it with your chest that God gave you. Say it with the hood version. If you ain't never been to the hood version, borrow some of mine. I'm coming out. I'm coming out. And I ain't leaving nothing behind. Everything that's mine, I'm going to get what's mine. I'm going to take what's mine. You ain't got it no more. It ain't yours in the first place. Give me back my happiness. Give me back my joy. Give me back my peace. Give me back my family. Give me back my sound mind. Give me everything that you thought you took from me. I'm coming out. I'm coming out. You ain't from the hood, you from the hood today. Hood 101. I'm coming out. I'm coming out. That's it, that's all. I'm coming out. You gonna take back everything that the devil thought he took from you. Everything that the devil thought he took from you, you getting it back. You're getting it back. I'm coming out. You can't keep me locked up no more. You can't sit around here and keep me locked up no more. I'm coming out, baby. I'm coming out, baby. This is my season where I'm coming out. You can't do nothing to me. You can't hold me back no more. I recognize who I am now. I recognize who I am. I was sleeping on me. I was sleeping on me, but baby, I'm wide awoke now. I'm wide awoke, and devil, you got somebody to fight with now, baby, because I'm coming back. I'm coming out, and I'm coming back. Matter of fact, I'm getting everything that's mine, and I'm going to add tax on it. I need it all. I ain't even no crumbs on the table. I'm coming out. I'm coming out. Yeah, all right. I'm coming out. What? All right. Let me sit at this table and tuck my napkin in and sit gracefully at that table, because, baby, I'm getting back what's mine. It was a season where I didn't know who I was. It was a season where I let y'all talk to me any kind of way. It was a season where I held my peace. It was a season where I let you walk all over me. That was it. Seasons have 6 months, and that's it. I'm coming out. And I'm going to get back everything that the enemy stole from me. I'm going to get it back. You can't have it. It's mine. Let's keep going. Whoo! It says, you even lift me above those who rise up against me. You rescue me from the violent man. Therefore, I will give thanks to you. O Lord among nations, I will sing praises to your name. He is a tower of deliverance unto his king, and he shows loving kindness to his anointed, to David and his descendants forever. Let me go back up. He is a tower of deliverance to his king, and he shows love and kindness to his appointed, his anointed. We are God's anointed. We are that remnant. We are his chosen. God is about to do something amazing for us. Excuse me. Because we held fast through all the people that wanted our heads, through everyone that wanted to see our demise. We kept going. we kept going. And as we kept going, we kept praying for our enemies. And God says, why they over there talking all this crap about you, why they got a text thread about you, why they got your name in a search bar, why they doing all of this stuff to the HR department about you, why they trying to get you to lose all of your stuff, you kept praying for them because you never wanted people to fall. And God says, because of that, I searched your heart. In it, I found no wrongdoing. Also, I found the greatness that was inside of that heart. And I can no longer sit by and watch these people do these things to you. I can no longer sit by and watch the unjust start happening to you. Listen, I started off because God gave me the green light to tell you guys about the fake pages that are roaming, and I can't let you guys be conned. I can't and I won't sit back and watch you guys get conned. I can't and I won't watch my stuff get taken from me and have no validation. I can't and I won't sit back on the sidelines and watch the devil think he's finna do the stanky leg in our lives. We are God's chosen people. And God says that vengeance is the Lord's. Vengeance is his, and he will not be mocked, nor will his children be mocked. God is about to step in and give you back everything that's yours. In the meantime, in between time, hold your peace and say this one prayer with me. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Had they had known who you were and the power that comes behind you, they would have watched their mouth. Had they had known that chasing you down and saying all of these things about you and trying to hold you down was only going to elevate you to your next level, they wouldn't have did it. So, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And vengeance is yours, God. As I close, God, be with us each and every day. You know our heart. You searched it. You know that we are givers and not receivers. And that's part of our downfall. But God, you're going to make us receivers because you are going to do something so amazing. I declare and I decree on the 28th, today, I want to say the 28th of June, 2022, you're going to do something amazing in our lives. And our lives are never going to be the same again. We know that you move from 0 to 5 seconds. You can do miracles. 0 to 5 seconds. And I declare and decree you are about to do something amazing in our lives from 0 to 5 seconds, God. Because we remained when the enemy came up against us. Vengeance is yours, God. Do as you may. As for us, we're taking back what's ours, God. In your mighty name I pray, Jesus Christ. Amen. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Yes. Have a good day, you guys. I love you guys, and I just speak abundance over you guys, and that the Spirit of God find you guys today, and may your life never be the same again, and the Spirit of wisdom come into your life, and just show up and show out. I am going to post this. Love you guys too. I love you guys too. I am going to post this on my YouTube and my Facebook, so don't forget, like, share, follow, all that good stuff. Love you guys.